866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez.
Dave, you look like you really had to take a piss out there. You were sitting there dancing in your while you were standing there.
Yeah, I had to go. I had to go number one. I have a very small bladder.
What's the longest you can go holding a piss?
We'll find out with him because you're in no hurry. You're gonna stay.
About since you put that into
Water?
my brain, about half an hour, 40 minutes. I can't do much more than that. Otherwise, it starts coming.
Johnny, can we get Dave some water, please?
I would hope not.
2 big ones, 2 big glasses of water, and I want you to kill them both.
That's going to be a problem, though. You know, is there some rubber you can also get? Because I'm going to need it for the chair, the microphone.
You piss yourself and you're done here. I'm guaranteeing you. You are out. You pee all over the studio, you will be done.
You have to have some.
You want to be back in. You want to be back in here, right?
Yes.
Hold your pee.
I can't. I used to wet my bed as a child. I actually wet my bed 3 weeks ago.
Did you really? Drunk?
No, not drunk. That's the weird thing. I got drunk on a Friday night, and then on a Saturday night, I was completely sober. I woke up on Sunday with the bed totally soaked.
Maybe one of your neighbors come by, pissed on you while you were sleeping, and left.
I don't know. It was very scary. So, I mean, I can't hold my piss. I just can't do it. I don't think...
What's the longest you can go?
The longest I can go is about 45 minutes.
You have to go now, right?
Yeah, I have to go right now.
All right, so knowing that, why don't you have these 2 glasses of water? Bring the boys in. I want you to kill both of these, Dave. Slug them both down.
That sound effect is...
Yeah. Come on, drink it like a man. There you go. There's Big Boy having a water.
That's going right in the bladder.
One more. Don't throw them away because you're probably going to get some more that you need. You know, he struggles more drinking water than he does beer. He's so Irish. It's unbelievable.
This is foreign to his body.
Here is Clark. Clark, we're on Ron Fez.
Hey, why isn't anybody taking the third choice on that burn the flag or burn the Bible and just take the bullet?
Would you take a bullet or burn the flag, Fez?
I would burn the flag rather than take a bullet in my head. Yes, of course. Why would I get killed over the flag?
United States of America?
It's the American thing to do.
You never heard of the United States of America before?
Yes, I've heard of the United States. I mean, it's not like I was up against an enemy that was going to try to topple the democracy.
Well, you think they will if they got us burning our own flags?
Yeah, but if there's a guy with a gun to your head, he's the enemy. You don't let him take advantage of you.
These are Nazis, Fez. You don't think the Nazis are our enemy?
The Nazis are our enemy, yes.
Not anymore. Just at that one time. Yeah, a little more water for Dave. How you feeling, Dave?
You know, I might throw up. I'm not kidding. That water.
Okay, then you don't have to do it.
No. I'm not
I want
going
you
to.
Stay quiet.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Yeah, because you've changed the fucking subject from pee to throw up.
I feel like I can still make it for about 20 minutes of piss. No question about it.
No, you've got to go all the way to the end. You got about 50 minutes left. What time are we leaving the show today, Earl?
Probably about 2:50 or so.
That's going to be a problem then. I got good, solid 20 minutes, and then I'm just going to have to think of mental stuff.
Colin, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, for the Asian rock bands, your best bet's going to be Korea. They got all the pop sensations out there, and I believe Rain just did New York. And they got a band called Jin-Yu-san who does a lot of rap with a lot of rap stars here.
It just doesn't seem like any of them have ever broke out and become number one in the U.S., and it's very, very odd when you consider how many bands we've sent over there. Hey, let me go to Sabrina first. Sabrina, you're on Ron Fez. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
How about Asia?
Well, Asia's named Asia, but heat of the moment that they're not really Asian.
Okay.
But nice try. Nice girl try. I'm sure if this was a girl show, you'd be very, very smart. Probably caller of the day. Speaking of which, Fez, whatever happened to our Freaky Friday idea?
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to do Freaky Friday with the Broad-Minded Girls on Channel 155 on XM.
Right.
Where they come and do this show starting at noon in the East, and then we go and do their show later on in the afternoon. I don't know where that's at. Maybe after vacation.
Dave, you're on your 4th water now?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Beads of sweat that I'm starting to feel like they could be urine beads on my forehead.
Why would they be urine beads?
It's got to come out somewhere.
What about you, Fez? How long can you hold a piss?
Oh, I can go a long time because I get pee shy, so I can probably go hour and a half, 2 hours. From when I first have to go,
Yeah.
I can probably go another 2 hours after that.
Earl, what about you?
Probably about an hour and a half or so.
My thing is, I've never been tested because I refuse to hold it. I don't care where I am, I'm taking a fucking piss.
You've never held it anywhere, anytime.
Why should I? Name me one circumstance when I have to.
Well, if, like, you weren't able to, like, get up in church or something like that.
I can get up in church. What's going to stop me from getting up in church?
Well, what if you were, like, on a bus or something like that? What about that situation? You're traveling and there's no facility.
Look at me. Do I look like the kind of guy who travels around the country on a bus?
No, but if you...
Who you got me fucking confused with?
If you found yourself in a situation without a facility...
Then you piss outside like a gentleman. I can piss in a crowd full of people. One of the things you got to do, and I'm going to point this out to everyone, don't hold your dick because that's going to bring attention. You drop the zipper, you'll pull the dick out, you're either looking around, you're checking your tires.
I do the same thing. I pop open the trunk of my car. I pop open the trunk and pretend like I need to get out a spare tire or a football or something. I always have my hands in the trunk. There's no way anyone can see me pissing.
I always use as a situation light up a smoke. I'm just sitting there lighting up the smoke as I'm pissing. And you'll be surprised, Fez, if your hands aren't holding your dick, nobody will know. Now, if you're holding on to your dick, everybody else say that guy's pissing. But I have never been in a situation where I thought, I am going to hold this. Now, obviously, I'm not the bus driver guy that you are, and I do think buses probably even have a bathroom somewhere unless it's a school bus.
You know, it's a good one. I used to deliver flowers, so I used to ride with maps.
No, I got my own radio show, so what do I care about?
If you get one of those huge industrial maps when you piss, it's
act like you're
you're looking at the road, looking to see where you're going.
Now, Fez, when you say you're pee shy, is that just for no reason, even by yourself, or?
Yeah, it can be by myself too sometimes. If I'm like in a public bathroom,
Are you afraid you'll see your own dick?
It's gonna lock up on me. If I hear a noise, if it's not even someone, if I think someone's coming in the bathroom while I'm in a public bathroom, it'll just lock up on me. I mean, I can really have to go, and it will stop midstream.
Now, is that because it gets hard and you can't piss with a hard cock if somebody sees you? I have the real feeling that you're afraid if somebody sees your dick, you'll get hard, and that's what you're embarrassed of.
No, I think, if anything, it's just the opposite. The shrinkage that I have in a public bathroom.
So you want us to see a nice thick dick?
No, I don't want you to see any dick of mine.
How many have? Here's Robert. You're on Run and Fez.
Hey, man. I think I know why it is that West Side's out blowing Chef Boyardee, because when she sleeps with Dave there, she's liable to wake up in a bed full of piss.
I didn't think of that. You ever pissed on her?
I'm not going to say it hasn't happened twice when we were going out.
Did she like it?
Very early on. I was able to tell her to go take a shower and then kind of change the sheets a little bit. She had no idea what happened because it was on my side of the bed. I don't piss all over the place, like it's a river of yellow all over the mattress. There's just a nice golden spot where I'm laying.
So it's just a little tinkle?
So where she
Why
is...
don't you wrap a rubber band around your little dick at night, kind of squeeze it off as you're going to sleep?
No, but I do sometimes put, bathing towels underneath, my pajamas. I'll have a towel wrapped in where my underwear goes, and then my pajamas over it, so that if I piss, it goes just right into the towels. It's like a homemade diaper of some sort.
So you actually make a diaper for yourself as you lay down at night.
Yeah, sometimes. If I'm a little bit nervous about it, I had a lot to drink.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
What are you bouncing around now for? You really think? Just feel like you're standing up. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to help you. Stand up and shut your eyes. Give me some soft music, some New Age music in the background there, Earl. Just some soft, kind of hypnotic music. And I want you to relax. There you go, Dave. Just keep your eyes shut.
It's really
picture yourself in a nice, beautiful meadow.
Okay.
You're just feeling that tension of where you have to pee. You're feeling it build up. feel the pressure there?
Mm-hmm.
And just let it go. Just picture yourself letting it go. Nice big stream and arc, and that fucker peed himself. Look at him, Earl. That fucking quick.
No,
that quick.
A couple droplets, but I did not pee for real.
All right, Little John, come in here. That fucking quick.
Just a droplet. I still have the whole thing.
That thing is bigger than a silver dollar.
That had to go through.
Come here, Little John. I want you to come in and check.
I swear to God, it was just a droplet. That visual that you gave me was not relaxing at all.
I gotta stop the New Age music before we're drowning.
Why would you piss yourself so quickly?
It's just a droplet.
From just suggestion?
I thought you were going to give me a good suggestion.
I am. I'll give you the good suggestion.
All right.
All right. Forget the meadow. Now you're in a jungle field.
Okay.
Warm water coming down, hitting your face, your body. All your body's covered in warmth of this warm water. And as you feel that pressure of having to pee and knowing all you have to do is release.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
I know. Someone get something quick. Someone get some newspaper.
I never saw anyone start to piss themselves.
Here we go.
No.
Here I go. I'm serious.
Get in that fucking trash. Get over that trash can. Do not piss in the studio.
Get something.
No, walk out. Walk out. Go ahead, run to the bathroom, you fucking baby. He peed himself. I never saw anybody that bad before.
Now, see, I would rather be like me, where I can't possibly go even when I have to, than be like that, where it's just falling out of you.
I think his urethra is too fucking wide. There's something wrong with him. I never saw a guy start spittle like that. I was 2 seconds into the suggestion.
I don't think you were 10 seconds into it, and he's like, bloop, bloop, bloop. And he just started to
And
go.
he's standing like a little boy.
I know. He just hunched over.
He was basically trying to tuck as he pissed himself.
I didn't want him to piss all in the studio because that tends to have a stank. There's a homeless guy in my neighborhood that I always try to throw him a buck, and but the reeking of the piss that he has. And yesterday I throw him a buck and he goes like this: Yankees are winning. And I turn around, there's 2 empty bottles of vodka behind him. The guy just fucking hit 2 bottles of vodka, so he doesn't even bother taking his dick out to piss. Earl, send him home. He can't be around here with the droplets of pee all over him. You're disgusting. All right, look how much pee he has on him.
Put a little water.
No, you didn't. That is not water.
Couldn't make it all the way down the hallway to the restroom.
Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on Run Fest.
Hey, first time caller. How you guys doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you're talking about, not holding and all that. When you got to pee, you got to pee. In fact, I had to pee so bad one time, middle of a parking lot at Walt Disney World, security cameras and all.
What are you gonna do? You gotta piss.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You just take it out and do it.
What are you gonna do? Rupture something, or are you gonna pee? Here's what the problem is. People act like it's a big deal. Everyone used to pee outside until a very short time ago. In the history of the earth, 99.999% of humans have peed outside. Now we act like somehow it's crazy.
I'm moving the other way. I'm having trouble peeing inside, too.
I'll tell you what one of the problems are. And I just saw this today. We're in the autumn, we're going to hit 300 million people living in this country. 300 million. It was 200 million just, I believe, 39 years ago. So it took us all that time to hit 200 million. Now we're on to another 100 million this quick. I was just watching this thing on the electric Kool-Aid acid test with Ken Kesey the other day. And they got this big bus, and they're driving around the country giving people acid, and they're tripping while they're driving, and they're just having a hell of a time. But you can see that they're driving down the highway by themselves. They would pull over on the side. They would set up camp. There's no possible way you could pull that off anymore. You could never decide, I'm driving across the country, and I'm just going to camp wherever I see an open field. We've got far too many people to pull that off. There's too many people for everything. And then when you think about it, probably the last really big highways in this country have only been like the last 35 years or so.
Yeah, with the interstate system, and you can't pull off of those. I don't even think you can stay in a rest area overnight anymore. They come and clear you out of there.
So we're at the same amount of highways, but an extra 100 million people. Hey, look who it is. It's our girl. We haven't talked to her in a long time. It's too cute. How you doing, honey?
Oh, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're okay.
Good. I'm just calling because today is Bobby Pantera's 30th birthday, so I wanted to wish him a happy birthday.
Bobby Pantera, 30 years old today.
Happy birthday, Bobby P.
Yeah, so.
Bobby Pantera, who is the new looker of RonFez.net. He's the guy turned his life around, and now the chicks are crazy about him. Are you with him now, Too Cute? Is that it?
No.
Do you have an announcement to make?
He looks great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been with Bobby Pantera before in the past?
I'm sorry? No.
You haven't at all?
No.
Not even a quick make-out session?
No. Come on, I don't. Back in the past, I never wanted to get my ass kicked by Lisa. So.
Oh yeah, well, those days are over, though, right? She's in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to her in a while, so.
All right, honey. Thank you so much for calling us.
Okay. Bye.
Happy birthday to our buddy Bobby Pantera.
What a great guy. Bobby P. also does some of the artwork for RonFez.net, has designed some of the cover pages as well.
That is true.
Talented.
I didn't even think of that. Thank you, Dave. Way to bring that up. Here's John. John, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, pal? Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Don't worry about us. All right.
Hooah! You know, I saw the statistic. You're talking about population and how many people live in America. 50% of America's population live within 50 miles of the oceans.
The oceans? Are you throwing the Great Lakes into that as well?
I don't know. They said I think coastal water.
Yeah, I would think the Great Lakes would have to be part of that. Yeah, that makes sense because that's where all the jobs are.
It's where most of the major cities are.
Yeah. I think one of the problems is like the cities need to even be bigger. Before we keep spreading out, the cities should become gigantic. Where it's real city living, not these cities that, they have a downtown and a bunch of suburbs outside.
We should invent cities like Cloud City in Star Wars, in Empire Strikes Back, which is...
What a great idea, Pissy. Why don't you get a brick, put it on a cloud, and see how it fucking works out?
No, well, I mean, you obviously need, metal, and you divide humongous towers that are as big as a city, and it's this way people can live in the sky. You know what I mean? I mean, we have this entire world.
And what is the base of where these...
Well, in other words, we could build something right over New York City. We just need a lot of steel and stuff, and then what we do is we build it maybe 30,000 feet in the air, and it can be the same exact size as New York City. It's just going to be made of towers of steel.
And what's keeping these towers of steel up?
The steel itself will be an iron... Like the
But
poles.
this is built into clouds. No, you're going to put a big pole up in the air.
Many, many poles.
Like a bird feeder. It's going to go way up in the air. And on the top of that bird feeder is going to be people.
Exactly. That's a really smart, just like a birdhouse. Like a humongous, extremely strong steel tower, 30,000 feet up in the air. On top of it will be a 5 miles long by 5 miles wide zone where people can have more cities. Wouldn't that be a great idea? That's when Empire Strikes Back.
You're like the smartest 5-year-old I've ever met in my life.
Well, we have to think of other alternatives. I thought my Cloud City is...
It's not a cloud city. Those cities weren't built on big bird feeder poles. They floated in the clouds.
Oh, they floated in the clouds?
Yeah.
I always thought they had a tower going up. I didn't watch that closely.
Yeah, you need to. Then you realize, you know what we can do too is like everybody can be like Harry Potter, and we can run around and put spells on each other. Yeah, why don't we do more stuff like that? Here's Brian. Brian, you're on Run and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, please tell me he was sitting in Ant's chair.
He was. He pissed in Willie Mays' chair.
Oh, he's going to kill him tomorrow.
He's got every right to. He's got
all the problems will be solved.
He's got every right to. All right, thank you very much, Brian.
I think you can still smell it a little bit.
How can you not? Here's David. David, you're on Run and Fez. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I was just saying maybe Eastside Dave's pissing problem is because he's got molested as a child.
You know, a lot of kids with pee problem, it did come from molestation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, when the man who used to babysit you, he painted cloud and pictures, and then he made you sit on his lap?
A couple times.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't remember any real heavy-duty petting or fondling or anything like that.
What do you mean heavy-duty? There was light caressing?
Yeah, I mean, he fondled my earlobes a little bit.
Earlobes, were that your little balls?
No.
Is that what you called earlobes? And then he kissed you on the nose?
No. Everything was down above the waistline, I think.
So it was just his dick in your mouth. And for you, that's not a problem. Luckily, he never touched my dick. Even as you're chugging his cum, you're thinking, well, I've kept my balls safe, that's for sure.
You're going to make me have to piss again.
Why? Just excitement? You know what I wish I was? I wish I actually was a cop who worked with children, so when you came in, I could tell you it was all your fault. And I go, that's what filthy whores get. Now go back, stand in the corner, you red-headed, ugly bastard.
The cops never tell the kids that.
Some cops do, Fezzy. Some cops do. The more hard-edged ones. Those lone wolves. Well, look who's back. The filthy slut who made his uncle do bad things. You happy with yourself now? Here is Josh. Josh, you're on Run and Fez.
Hey, Ron, this is Josh the Truck here. I was going to tell you guys about boot camp in '99, how they taught us Navy guys how to hold it. They gave each one of us a full quart canteen and had us drink that, do jumping jacks for 15 minutes, and repeat the process 8 times in a row. We had a guy go into shock and had to get carried out on a stretcher, but instead of letting the rest of us go pee, they made us continue the process until 3 or 4 guys passed out.
And what was the point of it?
They were trying to show us how you can control your bodily function.
You just sweat it out?
That's the worst I've ever had to piss in my entire life. After 8 quarts of water, 15 minutes after each other, and people literally went into shock, shaking on the ground from it.
And the Navy's one wacky place. The Navy gets nutty. Hey, Kyle, you're on Run and Fez.
Hey, buddies. Would you burn a United States flag to match your smoke pants?
Kyle, put the bong down. All right? Put the bong down. Where are you calling from, Kyle?
Michigan.
What you smoking today?
Some shitty stuff.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah, you want me to do a hit on the air for you guys?
Go ahead. It always seems thrilling. Yeah, like this has never been done in radio.
All right.
Yeah. Now, Kyle, while you're high, I just want you to think to yourself, you will never make more than $24,000 a year. Talk to you later, buddy.
Fuck you.
All right.
Kyle's laughing because he knows it's true.
Yeah, of course he does. Of course he does. I had a comeback for him. I just said, fuck you. Oh. Fuck you. Isn't it weird when you say fuck you, the way it rolls off? Didn't you hate when you were getting high with somebody and they just would get weirder and weirder on you and you're like, you know, you're the only person I have to hang out with. So stop fucking talking nuts. Stop acting like what if the universe is in a giant's asshole. I'm trying to get fucking high and relax, not fucking scare the shit out of myself.
My friend Jason was always like that, thinking that he was going to make us feel like we were giants, controlling like universes of little people and the whole thing. And then I would get all freaked out. He always could freak me out every single time.
I don't think that's so difficult, Pissy. I don't think that would be... When I've seen your fucking mind over matter, it's nothing. some new age music, and let yourself go in the woods, and you're peeing already. You couldn't even hold that a second.
He was also one of those people who would get paranoid, and then he would make me ultra paranoid about narcs and cops and aliens and shit like that.
And that's just from pot?
From, the cops and narcs from pot, the aliens from other things.
I was with a guy, let's just say he, and not myself, was imbibing some fucking powdered beverages. And he had it in his mind that some kids playing outside were midget narcs that were trying to get closer to the fucking house. And I'm going, no, they're not. And I'm just fucking staring at these kids, looking to see as they're jumping around. Maybe I see a badge flash. Fucking midgets.
I only got paranoid from pot one time, and it was when I tried to go. I walked home afterwards. I was at a friend's place. I was walking home to my building.
Ass full of cum?
No, not an ass full of cum.
Well, when you said friend, I thought you meant special friend.
No, just regular friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't go in my building because I was just too nervous to go past the doorman. I don't know why. I just had to kind of sit out in the parking lot and just wait it out. I don't know whether I was waiting for him to go on break or go home or the shift to change. I did not want to walk past that guy.
Because everybody would know?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. And I'm sure he wouldn't have noticed for a second.
One time, maybe it was an LSD thing. So we were going to my... we're going to my friend's fucking house so we could go into his room and, listen to music and try to ride this thing out. So we start to head in. We see his dad sitting in the living room. So now 4 of us go from there till we run back out into the lawn. His dad's watching a movie. And we're thinking, all right, what do we say to him? Why don't we just say we're going down to your room? This fucking gets... What are we going to say when this man asks us what we're doing? I'd say we want to listen to some music. No, that's fucking crazy. He'll know we're tripping. We get into this thing. It's going on now for like an hour. Why don't you just say that you need to borrow some homework from me? The book is downstairs, and while we're down there, we're just going to listen to some music. I don't think that he'd have a problem. So this just goes on forever. Finally, we walk in, and we all walk next to him. He's sitting in an easy chair looking at the TV, and we all just stand there, and he doesn't even look up at us. The fucking guy ignored us his whole life. Like, he's going to turn around now and ask, like, well, what are you gentlemen up to? What are you doing here? Why are you going to his room to listen to music? He could have given 2 shits. Fucking movie man never looked away from his TV. It's crazy what you can put into your head.
I had a friend that we were doing the thing, trying to walk past the parents. It would have taken 2 seconds. He decides to introduce me and then start saying my full name, first, middle, and last, to his parents over and over again.
So he says, this is my lover.
He did not say lover.
I imagine you guys are paranoid anyway.
One time I was tripping on acid, and my other friends weren't, and we were watching the New Jersey Nets basketball game, and we're sitting there, and while I think I see this like alley-oop, great play on the free guy chucking it from half court, giving the guy a dunk, and I'm like, yes, all right, what a fucking play! Did you guys see this? Did that play? And my other friends couldn't understand what the hell I was talking about. It turns out it was in a commercial break. Not only was I hallucinating that the game was still on, I was making up own plays on my fucking tripped out head, and my friends were like, what are you doing? And it kept happening the entire time, whereas like a guy would be on the free throw line, and I think he did like a reverse dunk, and he was just on the free throw line, and my friends were like, that wasn't a real... So my friends...
Why would anyone use you as a trip partner? What fucking lame people with them?
I took it by myself.
Oh, smart.
My friends were like, so then they would have to tell me if it was a real play or if it was a fake play.
Hey, Murray, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, buddy.
Getting high is fine, but when you get stoned, being in a place like Disney World is horrible. And my one bad experience there was I felt like everybody in the park knew it and was passing the word around that I was high as a camel cooter.
Yeah, I'm not the type. I never like to be around crowds anyway.
That was the very first place I ever got stoned, was Disney World.
Under what were the circumstances? You and Goofy? What happened?
Friends of mine, we went there, we got high, went in the park, and everything just looked weird. I felt like the whole place was the teacups. So everything was spinning? Everything was spinning to me, and I had that same thing that guy had of, I know these people are staring at me, I know I'm going to get kicked out of the park, and I'm not going to be able to find my way out.
Crowds are terrible. They're nothing good for you. I was one time tripping on acid in a bar, and the entire crowd sort of became one, like this humongous giant like goblin. At that point, I'm like, I have to go the fuck home and just go into my bedroom by myself and trip out.
Well, yeah, I would do that too with my friends. I just imagine these people were like fucking bat people or trolls, or you know what I mean. And then if you start to look at them, they really would look like they weren't even human. And you would just like in the movie when you just see like troll people fucking climb over rocks, like they seem like they have a society, but it's not one that you can even identify with. It would always be odd. Here is, let's go to Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I was tripping on shrooms once, and what happened was there was a guy who escaped from a jail on Long Island, and I was walking around by myself, and I had an undercover cop come right up to me and ask me questions and blah, 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 and it was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that happens, the problem is, like, you're always dealing with something that's not part of the plan. And there's nothing worse than if you're tripping with somebody who's like Dave, he starts to lose it, you're forced into the anchor position. Because one time I was with this buddy, the guy who pulls up to us, he sees us on the road, and he's in this fucking, he's kind of a greaser kid, so he had, like, the big Chevy, and he had the long chops, and his hair was slicked back, right? So he's like, hey, what are you guys up to? My friend doesn't even fucking recognize him. Not only as being a guy that we know, doesn't really recognize him as a human, and starts yelling, what do you want, you Planet of the Apes motherfucker? And I see him. He looks like Planet of the Apes to me now. Now the whole thing is like a Planet of the Apes, and I'm going like this. So, all right, and he's like, fuck you. The guy who's getting called this is getting angry. And I'm going like this. Hey, you can see how it could happen. With your fucking hair, sideburns, driving around. You're a little bit ape like yourself. No. You're a little ape like yourself. But it takes you in no time at all to start to fall into this guy's fucking freak out.
Yeah, I know a friend who he was always seeing accident victims. If he would trip, don't ever make sure he's at the place you're going to. You couldn't have him on the road in the back seat. He would always see dead bodies and mangled cars on the side of the road.
Rap, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Go, buddy. Oh, our buddy Rap.
Your buddy Rap.
Yeah, the story I was talking with was Hang, and I can't remember the guy's name who was in the car, but he just died not too long ago.
Wasn't Kenny Poulter, was it?
No, Kenny Poulter died?
I don't know.
I would have felt fucking kind of bad about that.
Hey, I always remember one day I was in Burger King, whacked out of my mind.
Yeah.
Who's in line behind me but your dad?
Oh, jeez.
All of a sudden, I'm thinking, I got to say something to him, and I can't think of anything to say. And all I said to him is, I got to eat here, and nobody will feed me at home. And I think he saw you that night, and he said, you better tell your buddy Rap to ease up on whatever.
Yeah, he's like... he gave me this, I don't know what Rap is up to, man, but it's not fucking working out. Not working out in the long run.
That seems like a perfectly harmless line.
Well, yeah, no, you should have seen him in the day.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll tell a quick Rap story. So we used to all hang around in this fucking school when, everybody would park their cars in this, elementary school, and you'd hang out there. Rap comes up, and he's swinging a fucking gun over his head. Let's go rob someplace, because he owes somebody a lot of money. So everybody's turning him down, going, no, we're not going to do anything along these lines. So it's not a plan. What you're coming up with is not a plan. So then later, I got to take my dad's car over to my uncle's to get worked on. So my dad's following me in the other car. I pull up. I see Rap next to the gas station in our neighborhood. And it's the middle of summer. He's got a fucking mask over his head. He's holding the gun up in the air, and he's peeking around a Coke machine. All I'm thinking is, I hope my old man doesn't see this shit go down. I'm like trying to stick my head out the other window. Dad, are we going left? Are we going that? We're going that way. Because the fucking guy doesn't even change anything. It's just his regular clothes that you would see him on with a mask on. We're coming back about 10 minutes later. There's cop cars all around there. My old man's like, what's here? I go, oh, no, I don't know. Looks like something happened.
I thought we had to go this way. I owed that money to the fucking vice president of a motorcycle.
Yeah, I do remember.
With it, man.
Yeah.
It isn't like I owed it to the Little Sisters of the Poor or anything.
Yeah, but the reason why you owned it is like you fucking smoked the profits. Let's remember how
exactly.
It wasn't like it wasn't a situation that you didn't get yourself into. It wasn't like suddenly a hurricane destroyed the crop. You get a massive amount of fucking angel dust. You're supposed to pay for that. These guys have a motorcycle organization, not because they're nice guys.
Amen.
Oh, it was a fucking
the good old days.
Yeah, they were fucking terrible days. Terrible days. I remember one time I went to fucking visit Rap in jail, right? And the place was terrible. I mean, it looks like a prison now. I mean, it looks like an old castle. Where was that? What was the name of that place? Rap?
Broadmeadows.
Broadmeadows, right. So it's near Pennsylvania, and it just looks awful. So you pull up there, and you go in, and he's just a kid at the time, you know. He's like 18.
19.
So, yeah, fresh fucking meat. So, I go up to visit him, and, you know, guys are yelling your name. Hey, put my name on. Like, guys you happen to know from here and there. It's just terrible. It's so loud. So I go up to see him. He comes into the room. He's got his fucking head shaved in the long-haired days, right? And then he put like a swastika. He had scratched that in. And he goes like this. I'm doing this so everyone thinks I'm crazy.
What a fucking strategy, huh?
I go, Rapper, it's fucking working, man. This is fucking coming together for you.
You pulled it off.
Yeah.
My poor aunt still cries every time she thinks about coming to visit me there.
Oh, it's terrible, man.
That was very traumatic for her.
You know how, like, when most people grow up is like the one fucking crazy guy in the neighborhood? That was every guy we fucking possibly knew. You know what I mean? It was like, you know how like the school would have the stoners table? It was like the stoners who also were in Glee Club, the stoners who played football, the stoners who were in metal shop.
Shit.
There wasn't anyone who wasn't off the fucking rails. It was a crazy ass place. All right, Rapper. I guess he got cut off from us. He's a funny son of a bitch, though. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. You're telling these stoner stories, and then a guy you know calls. Always weird. Here's Bob. Bob, you're on Ron Fez. How are you, pal?
Hi, how you doing?
Cool, buddy.
Good. I used to be a cop. I can't say where, but I used to be a cop.
And
I was doing some acid, and I went to work, and first call I got was an accident. We had to cover for the county, and I got up to the top of this hill. The accident was down at the bottom. It was a pretty bad accident. I got up to the top of the hill, and I saw all the red, blue lights down at the bottom, and I sat there for a half an hour freaked out.
Like they were after you?
No, I was in the squad car. I was a cop at the time.
Right. But why?
I was going.
Why would you think to yourself, I'm going to eat acid and I'm going to then work your shift?
Well, shit, I used to do that all the time. I mean, you know, you fuck the kids, you get the dope.
Yeah, that used to happen all the time. That used to fucking happen all the time, and Rap will fucking back us up on that. Half the time we used to cop from those bastards. But I remember one time, too, where they do this. Is this your dope? No. Then this must not be your money either. And I'm like, fuck, I guess it isn't. God damn it. I'm going to let you go with a warning. Oh, warning, my dope and my money. That's the fucking warning I'm getting? Doesn't feel like much you want. Hey, Dan. Dan, you're on Run Fez. How are you, buddy?
All right.
How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, get your shit together. Go get checked by the doctor. You probably got diabetes. That's why you're pissing all over.
Do you think that's what it is when you got to pee a lot when you got diabetes?
Oh yeah, and being a hardcore alcoholic like he is already, you know, it's pretty much in line.
Fez, when you had your diabetic thing, peeing a lot?
Yeah, right before the heart attack, I was pissing probably every 45 minutes. I mean, all day long. I never had like a full 2 hours, 1 hour sleep at night.
I piss
You would
a
get
lot.
up every hour on the hour during the night?
Yeah.
So I piss a lot during the night.
Have you ever been checked for diabetes?
No, and I'm not going to.
Why?
You know what?
Just
That
doing
this is an interesting thing, though, Dave. You know how you can't handle your liquor?
Right.
The last time you drank it got crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was like Fez's problem towards the end.
Fuck.
Because I'm like, Fez, you're getting drunk so fast. Whatever happened to you?
Yeah.
And then now I think it's probably was the diabetes.
Yeah, I couldn't drink at all. One beer and I was gone, and so thirsty, too. I mean, I was going through like a gallon of iced tea. You know, when I would go home from work, I would go through a gallon of iced tea before the night was over.
I drink gallons of. You guys see me. I order a milkshake, 2 waters, and a Coke, or 2 Cokes if we go out for a burger.
You do.
Oh, boy.
You're going to probably start losing some toes. Well, you'll be cutting toes off you.
You know what else you've got? The bad eyes. And diabetes hits the eyes first.
Oh,
it's like the most vulnerable thing to diabetes.
Well, you'll like the cure. You're going to have to quit drinking. You'll die first, right?
I'm not going to stop for another 7 years.
7 years of hard drinking?
I will quit when I'm 35. That seems like a good age. 28, I mean.
The drink will be going in and the piss out all at the same time by the time you get to 7 years from now.
How could anyone stop at 28? It's not good.
Jim Morrison was already dead at your age, bro. Don't act like it doesn't happen.
That's true.
When you're selling pencils.
He sees everything as he's just a boy. I'm just a young lad.
Oh, I don't think boy, but, young man, maybe.
I don't say it. Hey, Brace, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies, how's it going?
Hey.
Yeah, one time, me and a buddy were at this big outdoor show, and he's tripping on acid. And he walks up to these 4 cops and thinks they're in a band. And he was just asking them, like, who they were, and they're like, okay, you got to come with me, bud. And he thought it was the coolest shit in the world. He's going for a ride in a car with these 4 guys in a band. They called his ass right to the hospital.
This is great. This is just unbelievable. I'm rocking with the band. All right, thanks. I don't know why they won't try to figure out how good acid is. Something about, why would everybody kind of have the same experiences? Why does it have the spiritual thing? I know I know it's bad for you, but on some level, there does seem to be a little bit of magic with it.
You have to have done it at least 3 times or so in your life, I think. I actually think it makes you a better person.
I don't think it's for everybody. I don't think Fez could handle it. I really don't.
I've never taken acid.
The way you struggle with pot, I never have. I wouldn't even be able to relate to feeling paranoid for smoking pot. But acid's a different place.
Yeah, because you can always then go into that dimension. Even if you're not on acid, you can still think about it and go into it,
Kind of meditate yourself back into it?
Yes, absolutely. I do it to the day.
We had a friend that was trying to convince me to trip with him because he just loved himself so much afterwards. And I just
Who was that?
Curtain Boy.
Why don't you do some acid with Curtain Boy? He's the perfect guy.
I can't do it with Curtain Boy. And he has no reason to love himself so much.
Maybe we'll just dose you. Maybe that's the only way to deal with this. Earl, what do we got tomorrow? Anything to plug?
We're clear tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I canceled Useless Betty.
Oh, you did?
She said she couldn't do the show without this friend coming in. Like, fuck it then. That's, I'm not going to, I can get Peter Bart anytime I want on the phone. I'm not going to deal with Useless Betty. That's it for us. Take it easy. Thanks for calling, Rap. We'll talk to you later. Peace.